Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Nur Hafiza binti Matno. My number metric card is CF170097. Today I'm going to present my final year project 1. My project title is Key Factor Influencing Supply Chain of IBS Project in Malaysia, Contractor Point of View. Now let's start to introduction. IBS is construction system that is built using prefabricated component. Second, IBS also can be defined a construction system which components are manufactured in factory or off-site. Third, the development of technology and characteristic of IBS has been widely adopted across the globe. Next is problem statement. The changes from conventional construction method of IBS will have influence on the design, site work manufacturing as the result from the increased number of prefabricated elements. Second, because of the quality control is still low, there are bad reputation of the ready installed building system that leading to the flaws like cracks, leakage, and low degree of thermal insulation. In my research, there are two objectives. First, to identify the issue or problem in supply chain of IBS component, and the second one is to propose the consideration factor in supply chain management for IBS component. Okay, for the scope of study, I'm more to perspective of contractor of IBS project in Malaysia, and the second one is construction project in Peninsula Malaysia. Next is literature review. First, I will talk about industrial building system (IBS). First, the IBS is a construction process that utilizes technique, product, component or building system which involve prefabricated component and on-site installation. The second one, the component are manufactured off-site. Once it complete, it will be delivered to construction site for the assemble and erection. This is the 5 types of IBS. First, block work system. The second one is the prefabricated timber framing system. They are used timber for the frame. The third one is precast concrete framing and the panel and the box system. The fourth one is steel formwork system. They use steel to make a formwork. And the last one is steel framing system. They use steel to be their frame. Concept and technology in IBS. First, modern ICT, information and communication technology, provide tools that effectively handle, update and changes of the digital materials and provide solution for information exchange. And the second one, the latest and the most effective approach of the construction technology is by improve the technological modern development. The advantage in IBS. First, the manufacturing process. The manufacturing work is done in factory. Because of that, the number of the workers on the site will be reduced. Second, the construction operation are not impact to the bad weather because it's readily made in factory, and it will send to the construction site to install. Challenges is in IBS. First, designing a feasible IBS system. In designing the system have to be incorporated in the aspect of standardization. Second, designers should be familiar and understand the IBS manufacturing system, such as the way of working, the layout dimension, and the limitation of the system. Second, knowledge in IBS. Because of the late integration among the workers in the design stage, there are additional costs needed to redesign. The third one is financial issue. They are not be able to set up their own manufacturing plant because there are intensive capital investment. And the second one, investment of the production of IBS component needed a huge amount of initial capital. Supply chain management. An effective manage inventory satisfied customer needed, make production strategy efficient, and decrease the operating expenses. Second, distribution control as a firm ability to guarantee a reliable and efficient stream. The supplier also have to undertake the responsibility to planning and manufacturing of the greater quantity of uh, part. And now we move to methodology. This is literature review is a summary from the past research. The sources of my research is from article, journal, books, and magazine like CIDP magazine. The literature review is more focused on supply chain management of the IBS in. This is the process how I prepared the questionnaire. Next is question development. In question development, there are three parts. First part is respondent demography. In that part, is about respondent background such as age, gender, working experience, and position in company. The second part is close question because this research is focused more to the factor that affect the progress of work in IBS construction. And the third part is open question. It will give a respondent a chance to give a opinion or recommendation. Pilot test. In this study, targeting the expert that involved in academician staff or engineer that involved in IBS construction that have background in engineering. They also can give their comment, critiques, or recommendation to improve the questionnaire. Next is distribution of the questionnaire. The number of the respondent is 100 respondents that have experience in IBS construction. The data analysis. The method that I use is statistical package of social science, SPSS. So for the result, the expected result from the research, the factor that influence supply chain for IBS component in prospective contractor can be obtained. Besides that, the issue and the problem in supply chain for IBS component can be identified through this research. Lastly, the result, the consideration factor in supply chain also can be proposed to reduce the issue of IBS industry. That's all from me. Thank you.